Hello everyone, Gene here with G Squared Tactical. I just want to take a minute to address a few things because I know that every video that I have done up until now, I have always said towards the end or somewhere in the video, hey, if I missed anything, left anything out, leave your comments in the comment section. Everyone gets a response. And up until now, to this moment, actually, that has been absolutely true. No one has went without a response, good, bad, or indifferent. But it is starting to get very overwhelming, which I am totally grateful for. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate the kind words and the recognition of the effort, especially the effort I've put in on this CZ Nocturne P09 C. I feel like I have neglected the full size model, which I have too, and I've also brought it out to the range and shot it, put up a couple of shorts, but I haven't even got to do the tabletop and tell you what my thoughts on that are, because I actually like it a little bit better because I always was a bigger fan of the full size. But either way, I'm just not. My wife and I, we tried to tag team it together, but it's like we live in this alternate universe or something all day long, just trying to comment to everyone. I'm just not going to be able to do that. However, when I started this channel, I was so aggravated at having went out to buy a gun, looking at YouTube reviews and finding no bad reviews, literally none. Go out, buy the gun, and guess what? It'd be a straight up piece of crap. And then you'd talk to people in the gun store like, oh yeah, totally, dude. Everyone brings that thing back. It's a total piece of crap, man. Well, why can't I find anything negative on YouTube? I'm not gonna have your theatrics. Likely never going to have drones flying in on my range, showing myself coming down the road, bouncing down into the range. Oh, I'm going to the range with my Nocturne today. Probably never going to be that guy. Probably going to be the guy with subpar camera equipment, sometimes some focusing issues on the camera, sometimes some audio issues. Probably totally always going to be that guy because I don't forget where I come from. But what you will get is complete utter honesty. Am I a CZ fan? Do I love CZ more than any other brand on the planet? Absolutely. The only close second would be H&K. Do I want to talk smack about CZ? Would it hurt my soul to have to say something negative about CZ? Absolutely it would. Absolutely it would. But I'm going to be honest. You know why? Because if I put up a good review when I did not have good results with this, and it turns out that 75-80% of these are garbage, then what good does that do me? Especially considering I would only be saying nice things about it because I'm a fan of it, not because I'm bought and paid for or that I receive it for free. But I never had a voice. I never felt like I had a voice because I would be wanting to say to these people that put up these good reviews, well, what about this? What about that? I experienced this. I experienced that. And I never felt like I had a voice, that I was never heard. So what I wanted to do is take the folks in the comment section that had concerns about a firearm I had recently put up and address some of those concerns, call them out by name and address those concerns on camera so that they could have a voice, so that they could feel like they were being heard. But again, it's becoming overwhelming, and that's why I am pleading with you guys in front of doing what I'm getting ready to do, to go over and check me out on Patreon. Consider just $5 a month support over there, and it's a lot smaller condensed platform. You see, even the Honest Outlaw, who has what, 1.23 million subscribers, he only has like 900 people that support him, monetarily a month, every month on Patreon, right? $5, $10. I only have a $5 set up right now anyway, because I don't really do exclusive content at the moment. But I got to thinking about this, and I'm like, the serious people, the people that really want to know, the people that really want a voice, they can go over to Patreon and they can comment over there too. You can interact with me through there, support me. The ones that are going to support me monthly are going to be the serious cats, right? The guys that really want the serious quality information and are serious about their firearms, right? And so I could more easily keep up with the comments there and keep up, because it's not going to be nearly as many, not even close. But I could bring your voice over to YouTube, because it's going to get to a point where I'm not even going to be able to look at the comments. And I'm grateful for that, but it's just too much between filming, running a business, editing, commenting, everything else that goes into this, and the money and the ammo and everything else. I'm just not going to be able to. So again, sorry about all that garbage. Just a thought: go over, support me on Patreon. I only get $4 a month if you become a $5 subscriber. So it's not like it's a huge amount of money, but it's very appreciative, and you get to get a voice, and if you have a concern, you have a problem, then your voice gets heard. Because and so the voice that gets heard today is Waterhead. He's got some numbers at the end of that. I can't remember what they are, but Waterhead, that's his screen name. That is what it is. He's been supporting me almost from the beginning, back in 2021. And he said he was hesitant to make a comment. And he's probably hesitant because he's a huge CZ guy like I am, and he didn't want to say anything bad about it, but he was hesitant to make a comment. But he had went out to the range. He had shot some jacketed hollow points, some of his defensive ammo. I forget which. I'll try to put it up if I go back and look at the comments, but I forget which brand he said he had ran. But he was consistently having this situation where, I think he said a couple of times randomly, on just a random round or round count through the mag while he was shooting, it would just lock back. Now, a lot of times that can be attributed to someone hitting the slide lock, but he said it would lock back every time. It started to be a consistent thing where it was just locking back on the very last round. And because I had heard some other people say that, I'm like, you know what? I haven't run a ton of hollow point ammunition through mine. I did one magazine on one of the many videos I've done on this gun, and it was fine. However, while I was shooting, but had another camera set up over here, and I know for an absolute fact, having zoomed in on it and slowed it down, that I hit the slide lock, because it was a round with some plus P, and it was some oomph on there, and my hand went up, and you could noticeably see it wasn't a malfunction. It was me hitting the slide lock. However, I want to keep my light on here. I want to keep it the way that I'm carrying it. I have Federal HST in here. This is what I carry in just about every platform: 10 millimeter, 45, and 9 millimeter. I also have some Spear Gold Dot that I had in my 19X. I'm going to take them out of this magazine and shoot those as well. If I can put 2 magazines through it. Now, I literally just took this out of the truck the way that I am carrying it. I'm going to shoot the first shot from a double action. Again, Federal HST. This one happens to be 147. No, this was 124 grain plus P, and this one here is 147 grain. So I'm going to shoot 2 different grains of the same brand of ammunition, because again, it's what I carry. It is hollow point, and we'll see if we have any type of locking back issues whatsoever. Turn my light up here a little bit. Don't know how it got dim there. So there's no rounds in there, as you can see. I guess you can see the orange follower there. It's kind of black. I did actually get a chance to finally clean this gun up. I was kind of feeling bad. My wife told me, she said, "Dang, Gene." Sorry, I was counting those out. She's like, "Dang, Gene, I think you're gonna get emotional about this thing, aren't you?" And I was like, well, you know, I don't mistreat my guns like this. You know me, I'm OCD. I treat my stuff well. And, you know, I had not cleaned it up because I've been bringing it out, doing, you know, trying to address all of these different folks that had commented on the channel, the different problems that they had saw, maybe something they had witnessed personally. And I just didn't get around, didn't have a time to clean the thing, you know. And I kind of felt bad about it, you know. I don't mistreat my firearms like that. These are, you know, God gave me the money to buy these things. I want to make sure I treat them well. Either way, those went off without a hitch. Very accurate as usual. That's why I carry the HST Federal. This is 147, so it's a little heavier projectile there. And we'll see if we have any issues with it. So that would be about my luck, right? I'm sitting here, I'm shooting. It's about to start raining again. We've got a tropical storm here in North Carolina. My range is a little bit flooded. I finally drove my truck instead of my wife's Jeep, and it stops filming 8 rounds in. I have no idea. It did get through the entire magazine without an issue. It did lock back on a empty mag, but you just have to take my word for that because the camera stopped filming and it said that my memory card was full. Looks like I would get a little bit of a warning prior to that it's getting close to being full, but no, just full. I look over and I see a screen that's got an orange warning sign on it, but either way it did. So I took the 3 remaining 47. I'm about to shoot some more hollow point ammo. So I took the 3 remaining in my 19X mag here and I slammed them into the, I don't know if that's going to show up, but I slammed 3 of them in there. Figure, what the heck, man? Maybe 3 in the magazine will cause a problem. Not really sure. But you got the Saw 8, or C8, should I say, Saw 8. You got the C8 go off, and you missed, what would 16? You got the, well, you missed 8. You missed 8 shots. So you get to see 3. So what, you missed 5 total? Either way, I loaded up 3 more of the 147 grain. Hopefully my camera doesn't stop with these 3, and we'll see if it'll lock back with just 3. Maybe only having 3 in there will cause a problem. I don't know. As you can see, it did lock back. So again, you know, this was more for, I mean, if I can just be honest, I mean, I like old Waterhead. He's been watching the channel for a long, long time, been a supporter. I like the fella a lot. I'm going to shoot some of this New Republic just because I want to get rid of this box. But I like the guy, and, you know, he told me what type he was carrying or shooting when it happened, and I don't know if I've heard of it before. But, and I do care about what he's shooting, sure. And he commented while I was on the way to the range and said he thought his was fine, that he had been back out and everything went off without a hitch. So, but I mostly just care about what I'm carrying, you know. And that was the Federal HST 124 green and 147 green. And I promise, I know I said it. I know I said it already, but I promise this is it. I shot it suppressed. I put the original P07, I'm sorry, the P07 urban gray threaded barrel version. I put the threaded barrel in here. I shot it suppressed, like it didn't fail suppressed. Although I did have a situation where a random round just comes out with a spent casing. Not totally sure what happened there. Although it didn't fail, it kept on shooting. It's just a unfired round just came out. I don't know what the heck happened with that, but I went through. So I had, let's see, I think this is a 20 round mag here. So 20, and then I had 16 in there. Again, horrible at math. What is that, 36? 36 rounds of 124 and 147 of what I carry, the Federal HST, without an issue. I'm done. I'm totally done. After this mag here, I'm about 850 rounds through this thing without incident. Got to keep checking my camera. And I'm totally done carrying this with confidence. I mean it this time. I'm going to address any ejector issue here in a second. I will be putting a video up about it tonight. You may have already saw it by now, but I'm going to address that as well from another viewer. These are some different rounds. So empty, orange follower. Man, this thing was throwing some sparklers out the end of it. I used to like that ammo, but I've noticed lately, I don't know if it was pick up on camera, but it literally looked like a sparkler coming out of the end of the barrel, and I could feel pieces of it on my face. So it's fragmenting for some reason. So I don't know if I'm going to use this ammo anymore. So if it ate that crap, it'll eat about anything. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But either way, I had done the video about the ejector, right? And how that it had to be moved to the left in order to put my slide on. Well, what I noticed is that, let me take these off so I can watch my camera screen. What I noticed is that once the slide is on and I pull it back, that you can't really, I mean, barely, just barely, but the movement in that ejector is almost non-existent. It moves front to back, you know, or down, should I say. It moves downward, but side to side, it doesn't move. So it's like once the slide captures it, it doesn't move. So I don't know if there's an issue with that or not. All I know is that I'm 850 at least, maybe more rounds through this. I just hammered it with my carry ammo without incident. Crazy accurate, just as fun to shoot as my original P07, and I'm genuinely done. Again, please go over, consider supporting me over there on Patreon. For you guys that might have concern or questions about guns that you want addressed, that I can do that more easily on that platform. And again, you know, you're more serious about your content if you're willing to pay for it. As David Johnson said, he's one of my very first supporter over there, and I appreciate that. And I hope I answered your question, Waterhead. I hope yours is working fine now. And as always, to God be the glory. Make sure you know Jesus Christ is your Savior, and definitely go out and buy this gun, because ain't nothing wrong with the P09 C Nocturne. Have a great day, folks.